So, and this guy, man, this is going to be a really great show. Let's bring him up without guys. I'm telling you, share this broadcast. If you haven't heard any story of loyalty, triumph, survival, what else? Compassion. You're going to hear it tonight. Without further ado, I'm going to bring up Terrence McLean. What's going on, Terrence?
What's going on? How's everybody doing? Appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Yeah, appreciate you taking the time out to come on the show.
Let me say like this. For everybody watching, let's go Niners.
As Lisa Baxter say, I ain't mad at you.
That's right. I ain't mad.
I've been a diehard fan since '79, so I'm watching this game closely. It's on the TV. I'm in my daughter's room because I got a lot of people here. You know, everybody's here. You know, as Steve said, I'm having a kidney transplant, so I'm having not only a Super Bowl party, but I'm having a celebration of life because this is a change of life. So anybody that's ever gotten a kidney, on the way of getting a kidney, you already know. You know, this changes a lot of things.
It does. It really does. That's right. You ain't never lied.
Right. So, Terrence, let's just get started. You was a dialysis tech for 15 years. During that time as a tech, did you know you had polycystic kidney disease?
Nah, I actually found out I had polycystic kidney disease. I actually moved to Arizona. So I moved to Arizona in 2004. So I found out maybe in 2006, 2007.
Okay. How did you find out?
That's a story. I actually was training to become a professional bodybuilder. And in the process of me training to get a bodybuilder, you know, I'm one of them stereotypical dudes that when there's women in the gym, they tend to show off. So I was showing off and ended up getting a growing hernia.
Oh.
So when I got the growing hernia, I had to go to the doctor to for them to check me out. So they sent me to get an MRI and a CAT scan. And during the MRI, they found out that I had polycystic kidneys. Hold on one second, guys.
I'm listening.
All right, love you, sis.
Love you. You know how cool.
All right, I'll speak to you tomorrow.
All right. Family love. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, it's my sister-in-law.
Nice.
No, she only lives 2 doors down, so but she taking my daughter home. My daughter got school in the morning.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my daughter got school, so the family that's gonna be here tonight, we leaving my house about 4:30 in the morning because we got to be at the hospital by 5:30.
Okay. So you found out during when you went to go get your grown checked out, you found out you had polycystic kidney disease. Now, were you a technician before that or after that diagnosis?
Before this, I had already been a technician. I became a technician in '97, so I might have had at least 10 years in.
Wow.
So how much time did they give you when you found out that diagnosis? How long did it take from the time you found out until you started dialysis?
My original nephrologist in Arizona, he told me it's a possibility I won't see dialysis until I was 65. Here it is. I was 29, 30, 31, somewhere in that frame. So I'm like 65. I wasn't even thinking about it like then, but my blood pressure then was like ridiculous.
Ooh, I know that.
I could never understand why my blood pressure was so high, especially with my diet. My diet was really, really clean. You know, when you hear people talk about having like a clean lifestyle, it was a time where I didn't even eat fried chicken for like 10 years. Eating, you know, water, a lot of salad. Checking in my pocket.
Yeah.
For example, I was one of the people who went to a burger spot, and you know how they put a burger in a bun.
Yeah.
And instead of me getting a burger in a bun, I got so I was a little bit different with my intake of food.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Got you. Wow. I never even thought about that burger and the lettuce.
My sister does stuff like
that. Burger wrap.
But it wasn't even. I wasn't even getting burgers at the time. I was getting I ate a lot of grilled chicken sandwiches. Yeah. I didn't really eat hamburgers at the time. I was always with the grilled chicken. Everywhere I went, I had grilled chicken to be a grilled chicken salad, grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Right. Hey, so Terrence, so when you found out, right, when you found out you had polycystic kidney disease, did you ever revert back to think when you worked in dialysis? Did any of that start coming back to you?
You know what happened? I actually started talking to some of my patients. You know, I started saying, you know, asking them what put them on dialysis. And then I found a few that had polycystic kidneys.
Wow. And,
you know, I would talk to them about some of their symptoms, about how they eat, how they, you know, what caused certain situations. Mm-hmm. So I really, you know, it took me a while to actually understand. And I'm gonna be honest, you know, here it is, 6 years on dialysis, and I'm still learning. You know, like you know, there's an old saying, you know, your mind's always learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so every day, you know, I hear something new or I learn something that I didn't know yesterday.
Yeah,
you know, whether it be about
now. Yeah.
Not yet. What do you mean on the other side? From being a dialysis patient or a technician?
Yeah, the technician is one aspect of stuff, but being a patient is a whole nother aspect of stuff. I'm sure you learned that. But
yeah, you know what? And I spoke to a patient earlier this afternoon that I treated for many years, and she actually got a kidney about 8 years ago.
Wow.
And she was like, the funny thing about it is, she was like, as a technician, you probably was one of the best technicians we ever had. She said, you always show compassion and you loved your job. And it was like, when I got into the field, I didn't know anything about the field. The field actually fell onto me with luck.
Wow.
So as I got into the field, I started meeting, a lot of young people that was on dialysis and a lot of old people. So it was just like, I guess my heart is naturally compassionate towards people.
Beautiful.
So it's been a blessing since I've been in this.
Wow.
Right.
When you I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lisa. Go ahead.
When you was doing being a tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all think about this, because do y'all ever think about getting treated, since you're already treating patients and stuff there? Do you ever think about your kidneys, even though you were well? Did you ever think about being tested or looking after them before this happened, while you was working in that business?
There was, I don't know, somebody told me while I was in the field that we couldn't donate blood because of all the chemicals we was around. So with us not being able to donate blood, we weren't able to donate organs at the time. But at the same time, on my license plate, on my driver's license, on the back of my driver's license, that check where it says organ donor?
Yeah.
It was checked.
Mine's too.
So,
yeah. Wow. But did you think about getting your kidneys checked out before you heard about the news while you were working? That's what I want to know.
Nah, I never thought about it.
Okay.
I guess I was one of those that always thought, I was one of the compassionate ones where I just thought that, that'd never happen to me, or I just always wished, the best for anybody.
I know that's
and
right.
I also felt, like and the bad thing about it is, and this is how I feel. We treat on a minimum of 24 patients per shift. So if we have 3 shifts and each one run 24 patients 6 days a week, if I gave my kidney to one patient, 100 other patients is missing out. So I always thought about that, like, I want to donate, but how can I donate to somebody, and who do I pick? So I said, you know what, the best thing for me to do is, to come to work every day and give these people the best care I possibly can. I will tell you something, though. Being on the other side, a dialysis patient, when a patient cramps, us on the beginning side, we don't understand that. Now being on this side,
preach.
Whoo! Yo, Steve, you was a tech. Them cramps, unworldly.
I'm sure. Yeah. No, I'm sure, man. I mean,
seen a grown man cry, I seen a woman cry, a baby, a child. I cried.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I had an issue one day because I was doing home dialysis up until recently. I cramped so bad, I begged my wife, please. I was on my knees begging her, please help me. I don't care what you do. You could cut my leg off. Help me.
Wow.
A home attendant grabbed my leg. She wasn't even my home attendant. And I was having this bad cramp while I was getting my weight. And I like froze. And she did, I don't know what she did, but every time I saw her, I cried and I hugged her. Oh, miss.
Hey, wait a minute, Lisa. Hey, Terrence, I want to ask you, getting back to your story. So you was on dialysis for 6 years, right? Now, were you listed at a hospital for a transplant from a hospital?
Okay.
During that 6 years?
All right. No, 8 years ago, I got listed before I got on dialysis. And what happened was 283 people called to give me a kidney. And out of the 283, only 2 people showed up to get tested. So it kind of broke my will. So when it went to following up with everything that needed to do to stay on the list, I didn't follow up because I just believe people was full of shit. Oh, can I curse?
Yeah. It's growing up. We're growing up. Yeah, we all adults here.
Okay, so I just kind of looked at it as people being, full of what. So, but get a kidney, I'm gonna get one. If I don't get one, I'm not gonna get one. So I kind of just fell off the list. So about a few months ago, actually in June, actually before June, I had a premonition, and I said, I'm married. I've been married just over 4 years. And in my 4 years, I've been on dialysis the entire time. And I haven't been able to take my daughter on a vacation in many years. And in my personal opinion, I felt like I was holding them back. So I made it clear, like, if I don't see a kidney coming my way anytime soon, I'm gonna sign off for dialysis. Hello?
We still here. We were just sometimes we slide off and on.
We was giving you the stage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm giving it to you by yourself.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So what happened was,
talk about that. You were saying about getting off dialysis. What made you decide to come to that decision?
Again, I felt like, my wife is still young. My wife is, she's a beautiful young lady. She still has everything. She has a lot of will to live, and if I'm not around, I know it'll hurt, but I always felt like, she could find somebody else and she could move on with her life and live a very prosperous and joyful life. I'm sure losing me would hurt, but at the same time, she still would, she's, like I said, she's young, so she'd be happy.
But don't
I know again.
Daughters.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to go into that. So also with my daughters, I'm sure to hurt my daughters as well, but at the same time, it was like, okay, I looked at it more so, okay, dad is gone, but he's no longer hurting. And as Lisa would know, dealing with polycystic kidney disease, the polycystic kidneys, they hurt. So it could be days where you can go days with having pain that you can manage to days where you have pain that you can't manage, to where you're just in so much pain that your body is just breaking down.
Did you ever feel that way, Lisa?
Well, I had some pain and some discomfort with it. I had more so bleeding than anything else from somebody hitting me in the stomach, or I bumped into something. And I think one of the children hit me in the stomach. He was playing, or he ran in just to hug me. But, the doctors and them was concerned and made me lay down and stuff like that. But no, I wasn't not in a lot of pain. Now, osteoporosis, the only thing was tearing me up. The bone stuff, Chondo. Yeah, that was tearing me up, but no.
So, Terrence, I wanted to ask you if you could bring your sister, but before you bring her in, what brought her to the point to donate to you? Why 6 years later?
Hey, listen, Steve, I'm gonna bring you guys into with the family for a minute because the family want to pray. Do you mind when that might happen?
Sure.
Go on and pray. I like prayer.
Go ahead.
Pray now. Hallelujah.
Did you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Can't go in there, Terrence.
Lisa, you something else.
We go in this room with the girls, and you can't go back there.
Oh, there you go.
See, I got a lot of people here.
You still on your interview?
Yeah. But we're gonna say the prayer, so I can say the prayer, and we go back into the interview.
All right, we're gonna say the prayer. Let's say the prayer. Everybody's here?
Yeah. Who's your father?
He might be in the room.
We go.
He laying down watching TV.
Dad, Mom said, come say the prayer. All right.
We're gonna get the hand holding, the prayer going. Who's saying the prayer? Got the prayer?
Somebody.
We're breaking the circle.
No,
You need to get up. Jump in the line somewhere.
Yeah, just one sit there, one there. If he sit in that chair, we perfect.
Oh, be careful.
Right. Sweet, no, don't eat the drinks over there. He's a little close. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let Chance do what Chance do. Let's go.
Everybody close their eyes and right hand. Thank you, God, for waking us up this morning. Thank you for your traveling mercies. Thank you for allowing whoever traveled from out of state, thank you for allowing them to get here safe and sound. Thank you for bringing us together on this night. Thank you for allowing Robin to be able to give Terrence her kidney. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. We ask that you show up tomorrow in that room. We ask that you show up in the operation room. We ask that you send an army of angels to just watch over Terrence and Robin as their operations are being done. Touch the hands of the doctors who will be guiding the surgery. We ask that you just be with them every step of the way and allow the surgeries to be successful. Allow them to both heal properly and just be present all throughout the hospital. We thank you again for bringing us together. We love you and we thank you and we ask that you allow us to depart from here safe and sound. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Good job, Tiff. Robert.
Yeah.
All right, come on. You can come on now.
Steve.
All right, Terrence, I'm out to your house.
All right. Love you. I'll see you at the hospital. You come.
I
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about you coming in the morning. Nice meeting you, man.
Bye-bye.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here, man. We just enjoying the moment with you and your family, man. Want to thank you for sharing that moment with us. Really appreciate you. I know that was a personal, family, intimate moment before your transplant tomorrow morning. So we really do thank you for sharing that moment. So we have your baby sister here, Robin, right?
Yeah.
And so why now, Robin? What made you decide to step forward to give your big brother a kidney after 6 years of him being on dialysis?
Okay, so I remember asking him in the beginning. Oh.
No, you good. You just keep talking.
I remember asking him in the beginning. I remember telling him, I'll do it, and he told us no. Me and his daughter were gonna go and give him a kidney, but he told us no. But what really made me do it, had a potential donor, but what made me want to step up and do it is the call that we got. It was a couple of days after Christmas, and my mom called me to the house and she said, "Come to my house right now." So I ran. Like, she hung up, she said it, I ran, and she
now, mind you, my mother and my sister live in South Carolina.
I live around the corner from her, So I went over there. She told me, one of the cysts had ruptured and he was bleeding internally and he was in a lot of pain in the hospital. So I told her, I said, "Mom, I can give him a kidney, I can do it." And that's just how it was. History after that, I came to New York on January 2nd. I got tested. I didn't even see him first. We went to the hospital. I went 2 doors down from the hospital. I got my blood tested. I already spoken to, the nurses at the transplant center. They already told me I was a confirmed match, being that I had my baby at Long Island Jewish. But that's what made me do it. Knowing that I have my brother here, I can help him. Why not help him?
Mm-hmm. So Robin, before you went to get tested, was there any thought in your mind that you may not be a match?
Okay. Once I found out that his blood type was O negative, I remember when I had my daughter, I remember them telling me I had O positive, me and my daughter both. So that's the only problem that I did have. I thought that, the negative and a positive meant something, but I believe that's only for blood but we are both O. We both have an O blood type.
Wow. Wow. Lisa, let me ask one more question. I know you want to ask. So, Robin, when they told you you were a match, how did that feel like that moment? Did you get emotional, or were you in shock?
And I'm not a very social person. My brother knows this since I was little, but I did cry, and I remember calling my mom, and it was just like, I can't believe this. Like, I felt good knowing that everything was going in the right path for me to do it,
Wow.
So it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I think about it, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have surgery, But at the end of the day, I feel really good about it. Like,
Wow.
And it's my brother,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And man, you're doing a selfless act. I'm sure people who's watching, who will be watching, will just give you all kind of shout outs of saving your brother's life. Most definitely. Are you nervous about the surgery tomorrow?
Yes, I'm nervous for both of us, but a little more nervous for you.
For me?
For my brother, yes, being that they have to take out 2 kidneys and then put a kidney in.
What?
They're taking 2 out. They're not gonna take 1 out, and they're taking both of his kidneys out in one day. So it's a little nerve-wracking for me, But he got this.
Crying.
I'm not. But yes. I'm glad to be a part of it. I feel like this is a good thing.
She saved my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm indebted to her for life.
Oh, absolutely.
And encouragement, I can tell you, my sister had both of her kidneys taken out. She also had polycystic kidney disease, and she's on dialysis. I had 6 siblings on dialysis, 2 aunts, an uncle, and a mother-in-law. And I'm just trying to encourage him that when they took him out, she's fine now. But my question to you is that did you hear about the 2 people? All the people that was trying to give him a kidney and the big number that didn't. Did you hear anything about that?
Yes, meaning the people that were potential donors to him.
No, so my original when people was gonna go down and never went.
And never went.
Never went. That crowd, yes.
I know they're probably like, oh, she did it and I didn't, but hey, it's gonna get done. So
did you hear about it when you said it? When you said you was gonna do it, or you just never knew about it till after?
I've seen.
She's known about it, but we haven't really talked about the number. So
Yeah.
Oh, she knew about. Okay, all right. And you don't have polycystic kidney disease, do you, sweetie?
No, man.
Oh no, she wouldn't be transplant.
She gonna be transplant.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. People don't know who got it, who don't, and who can donate sometimes. So I'm asking anyway. But all right. That's about it. That's a beautiful thing you're doing. That's excellent. I only had one person that came up to do it, and like him, I had a couple of people, not the 100 he had. I think I had about 3 or 4 people, and people went running. But my husband was a perfect match to do it, and what have you, So that's the only one that was a match. That's not where I got it from, but that just knowing that somebody wanted to do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Lisa, let me ask you a question. Lisa, did you have your kidneys removed, or your kidneys are still inside you?
Oh no, they're still in there. Hannah just on the side here, and the other 2's on where they at,
Anna.
Terrence,
I call my kidney Hannah.
Terrence, why are they removing both kidneys from you?
Both my kidneys are the size of footballs. So you don't know, your kidneys should be the size of your fist.
Right.
So if your kidneys are not the size of your fist, problem. Mine both are on the size of footballs. So my
What, like a K2?
They're estimating weigh about in between 25 and 35 pounds each.
Oh,
wow.
Oh yeah, take them out. They gotta go.
Plus, you know, have cysts that continue to rupture.
Oh yeah.
How would you know if they ruptured or not? Stand by. A little bit of internet. Back. There we go. Hey, Terrence.
Yeah.
Can you hear
me? Yeah.
Okay. How would you know if they rupture or not?
Usually it's pain, or like Lisa said earlier, you have bleeding in your urine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, kept going.
How long did the doctor say your recovery time will be? Now, since you're getting 2 removed, the same time as if it was 1?
6 months to a year.
Recovery?
Yeah. I could go back to work after 3 or 4 months. But as far as recovery being fully back to 100%, they're saying 6 months to a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they said 6 months to a year too when I was getting the transplant, and I went back before that. I needed to and wanted to, and you know, they were working with me, so you know, I felt strong, but you know, I wanted to do what they said. I didn't want to do nothing to upset nothing. They kind of upset. I even had to go through transfusions, and I hope you don't have to go through that because I didn't like transfusions. But every time they said something would go wrong with a hand, I did everything they told me to do.
Right. And I do want to say something for people who want to be donors out there. My recovery time, if everything goes good, I'll be in the hospital for 2 days. And then 3 weeks, after 3 weeks, I'll be able to do my normal activity. I can go back to bowling. I bowl on a regular. I can do that after 3 weeks. So, and you know, hopefully everything goes good, which it will. You know, you'll be back to regular. And they told me, and I did a lot of research. A lot of people, they think having a kidney is going to disable them from doing anything. They'll never know. After a while, the pain goes away. You'll never know. You'll know, you know, you saved somebody's life, but they'll never know. So don't be scared.
Just are you live in South Carolina?
Wow, I wanted to go bowling with you. What?
We could go. Let's go. I'll be back. I have to. I'll be back.
My back should be better. I love to throw a ball
so
out.
when you get the surgery tomorrow and when you get discharged, you're going back to South Carolina to recuperate?
No. I have to stay down here for doctor's appointments. We both have to go to doctor's appointments. So I cannot leave for 2 weeks. So I have to be here and see his doctor at the transplant center. And then 3 months from then, I have to come back down and see his doctor. 6 months, and then every year, I believe. And then I'll continue the doctor for this.
Yeah.
Have any of your friends tried to talk you out of it? Anybody that you may have told in South Carolina maybe ask you why you're doing this?
You know what? No. To be honest, they're more like, I don't think I could ever do it. And if it was anybody else but family, I would say the same thing. So, although I have friends who have donor on their ID cards, but they don't want to be a live donor, and it's understandable. But once you have a family member, I don't know.
Let me just ask you, because you just said something that really stood out to me. You said if it wasn't a family member, you probably wouldn't be a live donor. Now, why is that? Because the reason why I asked, because we got to get to the bottom of why is so many, particularly African Americans, that's on the transplant list, but the donor pool is really limited. And so, I mean, at least you're being honest and forthright with this. And so I would just want to know what would make you not do it if it wasn't a relative. I mean, is there some things that you're worried about if that happened?
It is, and the only thing it is for me is I have a 5-year-old daughter, you know, and it's a 3 in 10,000 chance of death. So and other complications, being that I'm African American, having one kidney, I'm not 40 years old yet, you know, to know whether I'm gonna have high blood pressure or things like that. You know, that's a lot. So I do feel a little different now, but I do understand. People don't put their life in danger for, you know, unless it's
right, unless it's your it's your relative, it's your brother.
Right.
Yes, and being a donor, you know, you can donate poop. Sorry, you can donate blood. So it's a lot of things that I can donate, but being an organ, I'm not as to
free with it.
Open for a stranger. You understand? Because my life is at risk.
Right.
So
wow.
It sounds crazy, but you know, I am scared, and I don't think I would.
It doesn't sound crazy.
Yeah, you have every right to be scared.
Oh, it don't sound crazy. My family is the one I would do it for too. I'm a donor if something happened to me. But if something happened to my husband, I'd have gave my sisters and brothers. Yeah, it would be no question. And they would do the same for me. But they all had polycystic. Nobody could give me a kidney. So
Hey, Terrence.
Yes, sir.
What was your feelings when you found out your baby sister was a match? I mean, can you take us back to the day that you found out that this was going down?
I wasn't sure. You know, when I first heard it, I was excited, but I wasn't really sure if it was going to go down. You know, like I said, I've had different situations occur, you know, where I thought I was going to get a kidney and it didn't happen. But, you know, last when we actually got the confirmation that the number that we was actually going to have the surgery. So I was like stoked, you know. I'm not gonna lie. I actually shed a half of a tear.
It was a full tear.
It's okay. It's okay, man. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie. I cried,
wow,
you know, because it's something special.
Absolutely. It really is, man. I'm glad that Shanice Figueroa connected us, because this is a great story, man. And
yeah, that's my girl.
That's my girl. Yeah.
Yeah, we hope to bring you and your baby sister Robin back on, you know, a little bit after y'all recover to, you know, share how that went. You know, the recovery rate.
I'm willing to do that.
Terrence, do you plan on doing any advocacy after this, or are you just going to continue with your life and get back into bodybuilding? What's the future hold for you?
No, I actually spoke to my doctor, and I used to work for a company called Rogerson. So I'm actually thinking about, you know, trying to get back in with them and being a patient advocate, due to the fact that I'll have all three stages. I'll have, you know, the patient care technician, the patient, and then a transplant.
Wow.
So I actually have all three boxes checked.
Wow, that's great. I worked for them. I mean, besides being a social worker somewhere else, I work with them, you know, as an advocate and a health ambassador, they call it. They call it health ambassador. So all the stuff I did for free for years, I finally getting paid for that with them. So come on and join the thing. And I just want to say, because I didn't notice that I knew you before and you started noticing you knew me, I want to say thank you for taking care of me as a tech, because you didn't have to do that.
You spoiled my I was going to bring that in and you just spoiled it.
What? Yeah. I thought you were ending it the way you were saying it. I'm sorry, Steve.
No, that's all right. I was going to say that y'all knew each other. It was my cliffhanger.
It's your cliffhanger. All right, take the rest of the clip.
Nah, it's all good, Lisa. No, it's all good, Lisa. But I was going to say that before we came on air, we found out that you and Lisa actually worked together. Well, were you her technician, or how was that? Were y'all both?
I was actually a tech at one point, and then we was in the same clinic at one point.
Right.
Wow. And the thing is, this is how I know this show was ordained by God, because Terrence, Lisa had no idea that I talked with you or met you through Shanice Figueroa and you coming on the show tonight. So I asked her earlier if she wanted to come on because she had polycystic kidney disease as well.
Right. Yeah.
And for y'all to get on pre-show and know each other, I mean, that's crazy to me.
It is, right?
To me, because
wow,
I'm here in Washington, D.C., bro. Both of y'all in New York. And
that's
for
right.
y'all to reconnect that y'all knew back in the past is just amazing. How I believe and fully believe that God, this is God, nothing but God, the Spirit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's why me and him got to work together. Now, who knew that Shanice knew you? I knew Shanice because we shared a hospital room together, and we've been friends for years now and doing stuff together. So wow. It just went full circle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
so
saying, Lisa, get my phone number from Steve, and just send me a text, and we could sit back and we could chop some things up.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. You better go ahead now. You talk about language.
So Terrence, do you think you're going to get any sleep tonight?
Wow.
Nah, I'm actually looking at my Niners. My Niners is losing now by 4. So I'm not too sure. So I'm about to get up off this interview and and give you guys.
The whole family is in.
Yeah, the family is waiting for me to come back out.
Oh,
okay. But let me ask you this before you leave: is it in your mind? Is the thought of the surgery in your mind as we speak right now?
Nah, it's not even. Honestly, not. I'm not even thinking about it right now.
Do you keep forgetting and then remembering?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's been like.
It goes
like I don't like. It's like like if somebody doesn't bring it up to my attention, I don't even think about it.
Right. I guess it won't hit you until you're on that gurney being wheeled into surgery.
Either that or later on tonight.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna come to you. Trust me.
All right, man. Well, Terrence McLean, thank you so much for taking the time from your family, sharing your intimate moments of prayer with your family. Robin, thank you for coming on. And we wish both of y'all, the very best. You're both in our thoughts and prayers. And we look forward to talking with you after this successful transplant. Terrence McLean, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
And your sister Robin.
God bless. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It's needed.
All right,
man. We look forward to talking with you when you recover and you're in our thoughts and prayers.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good night.
All right. Good night, bro.
Enjoy the game.
Good night.
Good
All
night.
right. Lisa, so, what are your thoughts? You're you had polycystic kidney disease, 12 years on dialysis, 2 years transplant recipient.
Three. Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you, because all your siblings
6, not all of them.
Well, okay. Well, 6 had the disease. Did it ever come across you to ask the ones that didn't have disease to donate to you? Or how did that look like with half of your siblings with the disease and maybe a couple who didn't? Did any of your other siblings ask the ones who didn't have kidney disease for a transplant? Or did that ever become an issue in your family?
Well, no, because most of them, if they didn't have kidney disease, they had other things going on. You know what I mean? And my family would have gave me a kidney. My sisters would no doubt give me a kidney, but they were on before I was on. My brother was the last one to get on that passed away, but I was really next to the last one that got one. So they were already on. So it was nobody to give me a kidney from them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But they would have been willing to give me a kidney. They would have done anything for me, like they always did, naturally, financially, health wise, like I'm staying with my sister now till I get better. So, you know what I mean? They would have done anything for me, basically.
Now, if someone's watching this broadcast and they have a family member or themselves dealing with polycystic kidney disease, just maybe got diagnosed, what words of encouragement could you give them being having polycystic kidney disease yourself? Now, wait, before you answer that, though, by you having that, if you got a transplant, do you still have polycystic kidney disease since you still have your other two kidneys in you?
The other two kidneys have polycystic because they had it when they put the new one in there. But it doesn't affect that kidney, and that kidney is fine. I just got it checked a couple of weeks ago, you know, and I get it checked, you know, every 3 months, and I see the doctor every 6 months. You have to get blood every 3 months, excuse me, and see the doctor every 6 months.
Why didn't remove your kidneys?
There's nothing, they're not bothering me like that. They are big, but they're not big. So what, they're heavy or painful or bleeding constantly. Every time mine had bled, I knew, you know, I remember what the doctor told me to lay down and relax and, you know, cool it, don't stress and stuff like that, you know. So I would just do that because he said he couldn't give me any medicine, but just to lay down and to relax. I did that and the bleeding would stop.
Wow. Wow. So what words of encouragement could you share with someone who may recently been diagnosed with polycystic or have it and haven't started dialysis, being someone who undergone kidney dialysis or in-center hemodialysis for 12 years?
Well, I would say to them, it can be a mind-blowing experience, but don't let it take you away from your life. You have to learn about what this disease can do and what it has done and the type of damages. So go ahead of the damage if you don't have the damage already, and then do something about it. Now, if the kidneys are acting up, then they would give you a different diet. You got to follow that diet. You got to, if there's medicine to take, then you got to take the medicine. If you got to be at dialysis 3 times a week, you got to go. I found out when I followed the rules, I lived a very good and very full life, being married and everything, because everything can affect it, but you can do things to help it not affect it as bad. You know what I mean? So you'll stay ahead of the game. I didn't have to go to the hospital or be hospitalized or anything like that. I worked a full-time job, so it can be done. Stay encouraged. It's going to be all right. No, you're not going to like to hear it. No, you might not even want to go into the center. But as you do each thing and take each step, you'll understand it a little more. Things will get a little bit better through the tears, through the pain, through the crying, being upset and wanting to leave and never want to stay. God got something for you. Just hang in there. Just stay with it. Talk to patients like me. Talk to patients that's like you now. So they got support groups and stuff out there. Whatever it takes to get you over that hump to deal with this thing, I want you to do it. Ask your doctor questions. Get into a group. Talk to your doctor. I'm sure they know something that could help you to get through this. Maybe counseling. So whatever it takes, I want you to do it because you can. God bless.
Wow, right. That's great. That's great to hear, Lisa. So, all right. Well, I'm going to close it out, Lisa, but I want to thank you for coming on this show and help, moderate and talk with Terrence McLean. And how do you like the new group, Dialysis Boot Camp 101?
I thought that was beautiful, even before I joined, which I just did. You know, I ain't that savvy, but I thought it was beautiful because you have all of this different stuff that you can learn and share to each other and build up and teach each other. I loved it from the gate, even before I was a part of it. So I even love the idea of just having that. So I ain't mad at you. You better go ahead with your bad self.
All right, Lisa. Thank you. Well, again, thank you for coming on tonight. I'll let you go and finish watching the game yourself and spend some time with your family. God bless you. And I miss your text in the morning, so maybe you can read.
What? You always say I'm sleeping, so I try to be nice and good in the afternoon.
Not too early.
I ain't mad at you. Well, I appreciate you, Stephen. Thanks for having me. Keep doing what you're doing. And God got great and big and better things for you. So walk through that door when he open it for you.
I sure will. Thanks a lot, Lisa. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Baxter, the hit show, Lisa Baxter Show on Urban Health Outreach Media Network. Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. God bless. Good
All right,
night.
God bless you. Good night. So, guys, look, let me tell you about this new group we initiated. It's called Dialysis Boot Camp 101. And it's for people who want to learn about their condition, right? You're not able to post in there, but you're able to reply to comments. We don't want to distract anyone with unnecessary postings or other posts. It's strictly education. We do quizzes. We give out prizes. Prizes ranges from $10 gift cards to $50. Show memorabilia, company memorabilia, T-shirts. We just trinkets, whatever we have to give, we will send it out as a prize. Now, what group, kidney group on Facebook, is like that, interactive, send you prizes for participating and learning the material to help you. We just don't put the material in or any type of stuff and just let you go for it and sit back and don't interact. In this group, Boot Camp 101, there's going to be shows like this, private shows that is not going to be shown to the general public. We're going to be doing training material. Hopefully, I'm going to have professionals that are in the group come on and share their insight to help you live, or the group members in that group live a positive, healthy life in spite of having kidney disease or a transplant. All right. Now, if you want to join that group, when you go there and request, right, you have to fill out the questions. It's only like 3 or 4 questions, like yes or no questions, and then acknowledge the group rules. And by you acknowledging it, you're saying that you're not going to do those things. So when we see that, you know, some bullying or negative behavior or talk going on, we're going to remove you, because this is not a negative group or a group that's going to what's that? That's going to what's that word I want to say? That's going to judge someone whether they don't get a transplant or do get a transplant, or they decide to do home or they don't decide to do home. Everybody has their own choice, all right? And so who are we, or who am I to say, oh, you're not getting a transplant? What? Man, that's not my business. I don't think that's anyone else's business to say who, if someone decides not to get a transplant, or they want to get a transplant, or they want to do home, or they decide not to do home. We're going to support them, because the one common denominator, as I said before, that one common denominator is kidney disease. So no matter what treatment that you do, you still have kidney disease. If you do a transplant, you still got kidney disease. If you don't get a transplant, you still have kidney disease. You do home dialysis, you still have. You do in-center, right? But they all have their different pros and cons to each option. And we have to be supportive. And that's what this group is all about, being supportive, sharing ideas. Even if someone needs help, helping that person out. I mean, we're all in this together. So there's no other, and I guarantee you, there's no other kidney disease group like this. Because who has the time when they set up a group to keep interacting like that? I mean, if you got 10,000 people You got moderators, you got people coming in and out. But this is me. This is my passion. It's like that's all you're going to get is the passion. Not going to be sitting somewhere doing something else while material is just being thrown up there and it's not explained and all this. No, it's going to be steady, interactive involvement. And at some point, right, with this group, there's going to be a number, right? But there's going to be stipulations and disclaimers, but it's going to be a number where group members, if they want to ask a question, they had dialysis and something get ready to go down and they want to ask a question, they will be able to call me or FaceTime me and ask me a question right there. So this is the kind of stuff that is part of the benefits of being part of Dialysis Bootcamp 101. And it doesn't cost a dime. It just, only thing it costs to be in that group is a willingness to learn, a willingness to be mindful of your condition, be respectful to other people, no judgment, and just be willing to listen. And the first part of listening is filling out those questionnaires, because we had 89 people, right, come and sign. Other people recommended people, and we told them, look, fill out the questions. But you got 89 people, and we went down, no one filled out the questions. No answers. So we had to delete them because they'll fill up the feed. So please, if you want to be in Dialysis Bootcamp 101, we got open enrollment. We probably cap it as soon as it really gets big. But we have, come in if you have kidney disease, family member, or you're a caregiver, not a dialysis. Well, we want dialysis personnel, but again, if you're coming in dialysis personnel and you with one of the Vitas or one of that, we don't want to hear, I don't want no DaVita propaganda in the group, any Fresenius propaganda, because y'all know how I feel about those guys. I used to work for both, and I just know inside stuff. But we want everybody to benefit from this, but mainly the patients, and that's who this group is really set up for. The professionals that I invite are really professionals who care for patients dealing with kidney disease, that are registered nurses or who got their doctorates or their masters or doctors and MDs. So dietitians, social workers. We just want to give you resources and information. Again, we're not trying to diagnose or treat. We don't want to imply that, right? We just want to give you some information that you can use, and just hear professionals speak on how to live your best life in spite of this disease, guys. That's all. That's all I want to do. And I try to do something like this with all the shows and everything. But again, when I saw people who, show up when I put the information out there, then it's like, maybe I should just create a group. And if the people who want to learn this or find out or get educated on just the information I know, and people I know who's professional want to, share, I'll set up a group for people who want to learn that and participate. The offer's open. So that way I'm not making you join the group, just like the broadcast. But who wants to be Now I don't want to say who wants to be on a broadcast and only one person watching because people could go back, but I want to be effective and help as many people as I can deal with this damn disease. So, guys, if you want to be in a group, it's Dallas's Boot Camp 101. We're not going to just throw out positive posters or food posters with ingredients and anything like that. We're not going to throw that out there like that. If I put something out there, I'm going to explain it to you. And I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of that diet. I'm not going to just throw information out there without any. No, that's crazy. Also, this new page created by Don P. Mormon and myself. It's called it's Champions Information and Resource. Now, P. Edwards, Dallas's warrior, about 29, and she's very intellectual when it reading articles that patient care or with dialysis or patient care. And page is, again, how it reads, information and resources. So hopefully we'll be putting resources on there that you 800 numbers, information, articles, heuristic, maybe large things from their lawsuits and stuff like that. Again, information and research is power. And so information may not want to be scrambling for or looking for. Well, we're going to put that information out there for you. And there's no cost. Again, no cost. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest to the people in the group. It may be time to time, right, that we may put like a donation or may ask for donation. And the only reason if that ever happens will be to help a group member who can't help themselves. I mean, the group, I'm looking at it being self-contained. And so that's why we don't want thousands of people in it. But if you have a group, say maybe 10,000 people, right? And you have in that group professionals and people that can help other people in that group, you know what I'm saying? And be appreciative of it. Oh man, I'm saying it could be a beautiful thing. And you don't have to see people who may say, oh, I don't have my blood pressure medicine because my check didn't come or something. We all know that a lot of people are just managing or not getting by. And on the other spectrum, we know people who have money that has this disease. I mean, the truth is the truth. You got both ends of the spectrums. I'm just saying, no one's begging or anything like that. But I mean, if you got like $100,000, right? And you're sitting on $100,000 not doing nothing with it, and somebody needs $15 to have transportation or $50 for meds and they a kidney warrior. I mean, I'm telling you, if God ever blesses me with that type of money, right, which everything I think has